I always been that way where, like, my mom always put in my mind, like, man, no matter how good you say you are, or you think you are, you still the same person as everyone else. So that's something that she always ingrained in me. And just because I hoop, that don't make me any better than anybody in this room. Hooping is just a hustle. I found a way to put a spear inside of a hoop that's 10 feet high. That's a hustle, bro. There ain't nothing to be, I ain't better than nobody in this room. I just spent 10,000, 40,000 hours just figuring that out. That don't make me better than anyone. And with me putting all that time into that, it took me to 22, 23 years old to learn who I was.
We don't stop. All right. I said we don't stop. We don't stop. Outside, inside, we don't stop. Global, worldwide, we don't stop. From the bottom to the top, we don't stop. From the burbs to the block, we don't stop. Outside, inside, we don't stop. Global, worldwide, we don't stop. From the bottom to the top, we don't stop. From the burbs to the block, we don't stop.
What's up, y'all? Love.
D, you got everybody trying to claim you. I hear Coltrane over there hollering Knicks.
Yeah, it's all right. That's love, though. I appreciate
somebody started hollering Memphis in here earlier today when your name was mentioned.
M-Town, what up?
Lakers, too, though. Don't worry about it. He can come to the Lakers.
All right. Y'all already got enough people out there, bro. Y'all good. Brian he played point everything, so y'all good.
He knew I was coming. He told me to ask you, get your number for him.
Where you at? I can't even see you.
Everybody with these dark-skinned jokes, man.
Okay.
I got one more time with these dark-skinned jokes. Ever since Chris Brown came back, you light-skinned cats think y'all in still, man.
Love.
So, D. Rose,
Yes.
welcome back to the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
We appreciate everything you have done. This is always going to be home for you.
Appreciate it.
And we're always going to own you. The theme of our conference is, being out of your comfort zone for growth.
Yeah.
So, you and I had some conversations when we first started talking about you being here.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the things that you've had to do so that to come out of your comfort zone.
Wow. So, just playing a sport, for one, where I never wanted fame when I picked up the ball. I didn't intend on getting it like that, but because of the way that I played, I guess people loved the way that I played. So it's something that I always had to get used to, get accustomed to, and I always thought about, like, man, the more I won, people are going to love me even more. So I was always scared of that, and being here and of course fighting, playing here and wanting to get to the championship and all that. I was always fearful of being on the stage and somebody handing the mic to me all right, talk. I was always scared of that. It was always in the back of my mind, but I had a lot of experiences to kind of break the ice with me and get me acclimated to where I'm at right now, being able to talk in front of everyone. One of those things were, I always believe, through imperfection, you see perfection. And I was living in the dark for majority of my career. And when it ended up coming to the light, what I was doing, that's when the rape case came up. I was, instead of being in the strip club, I get a private dance at the crib. And I'm thinking that's the right way to live, but it wasn't. So I went through that. I went through the rape case. And while we're in the office with the lawyers, they're having a conversation with me and my friends, and they'll turn to each other, and they'll have a conversation within themselves, and they'll turn back to me and my guys, and they'll talk. And I didn't like it. I didn't like that feeling of them having to change up their vocabulary to talk to us, then go back talking lawyer talk. So after I left there, I was kind of on my journey of learning myself anyway. So I got into reading heavy. I got into learning vocabulary words because I never wanted to be in the position where people was talking over my head. And I told my friends that man, I don't know about y'all, but I ain't like that shit, bro. Like being in there, being uncomfortable. They're talking, like I felt like it was disrespectful when I'm paying y'all. And I don't know, I just felt the way about it, but that was one of the reasons why I felt like I had to make the adjustment and to adapt.
We appreciate, man, that honesty and transparency. And when I was talking to Derrick, he said, and he didn't even know the theme at that particular point.
Yes, sir.
He said, I'm trying to come out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I said, what did you say? He said, I'm trying to come out of my comfort zone. When I told him the theme, he said, I'm there. So, Derrick, growing up here, what point of your career did you realize that you were special?
I wouldn't say that. I don't even think of myself as like being special, you know.
Derrick Rose,
I'm serious though.
NBA All-Star.
No, I'm serious though. Like,
You special, my brother.
thank you. But I always been that way where, like, my mom always put in my mind, like, man, no matter how good you say you are, you think you are, you still the same person as everyone else. So that's something that she always ingrained in me. And just because I hoop, they don't make me any better than anybody in this room. Hooping is just a hustle. I found a way to put a spear inside of a hoop that's 10 feet high. That's a hustle, bro. There ain't nothing to be, I ain't better than nobody in this room. I just spent 10,000, 40,000 hours just figuring that out. They don't make me better than anyone. And with me putting all that time into that, it took me to 23 years old to learn who I was. If I didn't injure myself, I wouldn't be up here. I would still be in the fucking like circus, still lost, thinking that basketball defined me, all type of stuff. But after I had that injury, that's when the light came on, and that's when I had to figure things out and kind of like get out of my own way, like self-sabotaging myself, because that's like a real thing where you get in a moment or I know it's, in my family it is. Like my mom has a little bit in her where when things get too tough, she'll want to like back out of things. And that's something that I had to fight numerous times as far as stepping away from the game 2 times. And I had to realize that that energy came from like my mom's, a female energy. And as a man, somebody that's a mastermind, the A stands for able to adapt, and the N being noble, I put myself in a position where I forced myself to be uncomfortable like I'm doing now. All right, it's the last thing I wanted to do is be up here talking like this, but yeah, thank you. But yeah, dealing with all that and understanding that, yeah, my story is different, I would say that, but everybody's story is different. But for some reason, mine's led me to like an intrinsic way of like learning who I am as a person.
How did you sort of learn, and this is, for a lot of professional athletes, Derrick, who to trust?
Being from Chicago, I mean, all my friends that I hang around with now, my situation is kind of different. Of course, when you're in a profession I'm in, you have to kind of like go with the wind and go and do things that's kind of like in tradition, where, some team, this and that. But for me, I had the same financial advisor, Toy Salters, ever since I made it to the league. I still got the same agent, BJ Armstrong, that played with the Bulls ever since I came into the league. My friends, my close friends, some of them, I've been around them ever since I was in 6th or 7th grade. And I felt like only here in Chicago, man, where it's something that rubs off, it's something about people from Chicago, where you have to deal with bravery. Everybody deals with bravery, but here you have to deal with bravery in a different way. If you're here, some of them ways you have to show bravery is standing up to a bully or somebody that's trying to kick your ass. And if you're light-skinned, they may happen a lot. So you have to, I'm serious, so being light skinned, I don't play around with people like that. I can't afford to. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm light skinned, and I seen what those stereotypes, what people do to those stereotypes of people in my neighborhood. So growing up, I always had to carry myself different than all of my friends that were light skinned, because I seen like the bullying and stuff. It's the same thing. If you're white, you may have to show bravery with your dad coming in and telling you, hey, Arthur, we're giving you we're giving you this company and you're 18 or 19. And the white kid saying, man, what you mean? I ain't ready for this. I'm ready to go. Nah, we're giving you this company. You have to show bravery to step up to that challenge. You look up the word bravery, you look up the definition. It's, let me get it right. Courageous behavior or character. You look up the word courageous. It means not deterred by pain or danger. You look up the word deterred. What was it? Let me get this right.
Take your time, brother.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
get
take
this
your
right.
time.
I got you.
That's how they do in church.
Basically, it's not backing up because it's a lie. It's not backing down. And in some shape or form, everybody, no matter what color you are, you have to show some bravery, some courage. You got to be courageous to get where you want to go. And with my friends that I was just telling you about, they made sure I always stood up to that. Not only them, but I always made sure that I stood up to that challenge. And I always kept a small circle to get to where I'm at right now. I had to keep a small circle. The people that I grew up with, played with, we growing up together now, got kids together, and it's like a beautiful thing. My bad to be long, but yeah.
So Derrick, tell people in this room, where did you grow up? And you've kind of touched around the edges of what was that like growing up in that particular neighborhood. So where did you grow up here?
Yeah, so I grew up on 72nd and Marshfield, or 73rd and Polina. Then I moved on 72nd and Marshfield. It's in Inglewood, and yeah, that's a fact. And in certain areas you have to have like protection. And thank God that the guy that I'm here with now, he protected me when I was younger. Dre, where are you? I appreciate you.
There he is, right over there.
Yeah, Dre. Dre, he was with me ever since I was in grammar school. He was one of the coaches on the Simeon team, and he's actually my security tonight. Legal. He's legally good, so we good. Legal. We legal now. So, but growing up in them areas, you gotta have thick skin. And thank God I was protected by the neighborhood, because nowadays it's kind of hard for, like, if you're a hooper and you just hooping outside, it's kind of hard for you when you can't go outside like that. So in my neighborhood, everybody kind of had this one common goal. It was weird, like one common goal. Like, man, we're gonna make sure that he has every chance to make it. And everybody was on the same page with that. Nobody didn't mess with me like that. Even though I told y'all the stories about the light skin stuff, I wasn't in none of those stories. I just always was a couple of steps away, but I was peeping everything. And that area where we grew up in, it grew me to who I am right now.
Tell us about being comfortable with the success that you've had and being in that limelight. I mean, you've played for two of the biggest cities in America, right? And, a lot of players look to be in those cities.
Yes.
So how did you get used to the
Paparazzi.
So this story comes from, I get what you're saying, but Kobe,
Come on now.
I put it together. So when I first made it to the league, I signed with my agent at the time, BJ Armstrong. The head agent at the agency that he was in was Arn Tellum. Arn Tellum was Kobe's first agent when he made it to the league. So right when I heard that story, I said, that's who I'm signing with. So I end up signing with Arn, and signing with BJ, and I'm asking him all these stories about Kobe, man, what Kobe used to do, what, and at the time, they asked me, like, man, you a point guard. What the hell you want to know about Kobe? He a shooting guard. Like, but I seen his work ethic. I knew that from me just watching when he first came in, he was athletic. And towards the end of his career, he was a jump shooter. But he didn't change his game at all. He just added the little nuances that kids were doing. Like, all right, they Euroing right now, Euro step. Oh, they're doing this, they're pump faking, they're doing this. So I was always kind of like obsessed with that, like in a way, seeing guys work on their game, but actually seeing them try the things in the game. Because you got some guys that hoop and they only just workout guys, or they in the gym, they'll try all these things in the gym, or one-on-one, they'll do one-on-one, but it's different in the game when you got 20,000 people watching. So if you could try that move when 20,000 people watching and you succeed at it, it puts your confidence on like a whole nother level. Now you know that, man, not only am I putting in the work in the gym, like I'm seeing results, bro. Like I'm seeing results. Nobody ain't seeing me in the gym. I'm locked in, but every year I'm seeing my numbers get better. So that's the type of time I was on. And with Kobe, I seen it. He peeped me too, right on, and I had the chance to actually like do a commercial with him. And he sunned me. The first day of the commercial, he sunned me. So we waiting in the we in Malibu. I never told this story. So we in Malibu. I get there like 30 minutes, hour early, trying to be a professional on time. He shows up 3 hours late. But that was just to like stand on me, like little guy, yeah, you gotta wait till I get there, then we can start. So I didn't think nobody had, you know what I mean? It's crazy seeing like people with that much power, but he came in on the helicopter, and like it blew my mind away seeing that as a kid. Like, man, it's people actually moving around like that. And we ended up shooting a video, and when I went home, I said that I was gonna sacrifice a certain amount of years to get to where I'm at. So my first couple of years, I didn't go out to no dinners, I didn't do no concerts, I didn't celebrate anything, no big game, no family dinners, anything for the first 3 years. And my fourth year, we had a lockout. We go to, during the lockout, we end up having a trip over to the Philippines. At that time, Chris Paul, like it's the whole All-Star game, All-Star team, we went over to the Philippines. It was a billionaire over there paying guys. And I seen him relax. And I seen Kobe relax. And I thought that he was a machine. So it messed me up, like mentally, like, man, you actually like let your, like chill. This whole time, 3 years, bro, I've been locked into this robot-ass schedule. And I see you relaxing. And it made me mad at first, bro. It did, man. It made me mad because it's like, man, I'm sitting in the crib, my guys, and I'm at the clubs. I see people coming in for concerts. They calling me having a blast, but I'm in bed, like thinking about my performance the next day. And right when I seen that, I knew that I could breathe and just be myself right after that.
So, Derrick, you just got married?
Yes.
Yep.
You got kids?
Yes, sir.
Tell us how you transfer some of that dedication that you've put on the court to your family. What are some of those, skills that are transferable over to, making a great family at the end of the day? Because, I've interviewed a lot of successful people.
Yes, sir.
And at the end of the day, you say, what is the most successful things? They always say, my family.
Yeah.
My family.
But,
So talk about that.
So PJ, my oldest, he's the only reason why I'm still playing now. And at the time when I had him, I was thinking about like retiring, quitting. His grandfather called me one day, and I was like just selfishly like just thinking about my own career, my own life, not even thinking about my family. And his grandpops was like, hey, bro, hey, Pooh, I know you're gonna do whatever you want, but you know PJ gonna miss them games, right? And I didn't think about that, bro. Like, I go to games, I get him set up. He come in the locker room, we have our interaction. He's somewhere in the arena now. I was taking that away from him. I was taking his opportunity away from him, like experiencing the games in a different way than any other kid in the arena experienced games. Like, he loves being on the court, then leaving off the court, but being the freedom that he has in all the arenas and with every team that I play, I was like totally taking it away. How did Steph Curry become Steph Curry? Being on the court, his dad, all right, go off, go do what you gotta do, but he's somewhere on the court. Steph been shooting on them same rims ever since he was 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking that whole experience away from him. And once I thought about that, I said, all right, I gotta toughen up. Man, I gotta be able to get through this. I can get through this. This light, this is light. I was fighting once again, generational curses, dealing with my mom, me being around my mom a lot when I was younger, my brothers and them out the house, no male figure to be in the, hey, shut up. I was that kid that was the emotional kid, even though I ain't sure, hey, you good? You all right? I didn't have that. So with me, with my kids, I reversed, like I was just telling someone in the back, like during the season, it's sad to say, but the team comes first, your family comes second. So I reversed that in the summertime. I put my family first, I give them my undivided, and I'm not trying to hear from nobody from the franchise in the summertime. I'll see y'all at camp. Trust me enough that when I show up, I'm gonna be in shape, in which I know I am. And I'll probably be in better shape than some of the young guys for sure, but I'm gonna give my all, and I stand on like my word and my actions. And that's what I express to the team that I'm going to. You're not gonna see me like that in the summertime, because I'm giving you 110% during the season. Even if I'm not playing like in New York, I still had to go there and be a pro. I still had to figure things out without spazzing being in New York. Like, you think I wasn't mad not playing? Like, you really think that? Nah, I learned how to play the game. Because it's a game being played. It's a fact. It's a game. And when you... Check it. When you come from different areas, bruh, it's gonna be a lot of things that you're gonna have to fight it's always gonna be a fight. It's always gonna be a fight, no matter what lane you get in, no matter what avenue you call yourself creating, whatever it is, it's always gonna be a fight. Most of the time I had this problem when I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit because I was done, or I didn't know it was a game or a fight that was happening. My talent trumped everything in my life. So I didn't never have to worry about that. I didn't have to worry about all the little things that the infrastructure to build, like to get me to where I was at. I didn't have to worry about it. Right when I got injured, all that became transparent, and I had to build my infrastructure. And I seen that with my infrastructure, I had to make sure that I had to get my family in order. So I see that I'm not with my first baby, the mother of my kid. I'm thinking about getting married. I have to join them families together. Y'all have to talk. We have to talk. We have to get this. We can be the example. Now we are the example for young guys our age, if guys in the league. But it comes from, like actually living in it and understanding it. But my family, of course, like you say, is everything.
So you mentioned injuries.
Yes.
And every athlete, whether you're amateur or professional, at some point you're going to cross that bridge. How do you emotionally get past that disappointment? We all saw last Monday night Aaron Rodgers go down after 4 plays. And most people don't think about the actual injury itself.
Yeah.
They think about the emotional part of having made the sacrifices and the commitments,
Yes, sir.
and then to go down like that. How did you emotionally come back from those injuries?
It was tough. I mean, I'm still dealing with it. Like, how can I put it? Every injury, all right, just say like my mom, right? She's 60-something years old, right? She never played sports. She says she'll tell me she plays softball and stuff like that, but she really never played. So she just had both her knees replaced, right? She's 60-something, never played a sport. And when I was going through my injuries, it made me like accept that I had to learn my body quicker than everybody else in this room. Like stretching, hydration, learning the molecules that's in water, the aquaporins that's in water. Like I had to educate myself on like the anatomy so that I could make it to 16 years. If I would have came back a day or a week too soon when they was trying to force me to come back, it's no way I'd be still playing in the league. I was the first one to say, nah, after ACL, everybody was coming back within 5 or 6 months, sometimes 4 months. I'm the first one to say, nah, I ain't feeling right. Like, nah, I need a little bit more time. Like, I need a year. I ain't stopping. I remember I told the doctor, man, like, man, when I stop, I'm like, I can't stop too hard, or like my knee. He looked at me crazy, like, what the fuck do you mean stop too hard? Like, what, it's your knee, you should be. I'm like, nah, bro, something ain't right. My knee not ready right. It's not ready right now. I listened to my body. Now to get back with my mom's, everybody in this room gonna go through a stage where you're gonna have to learn your body therapy. Are you gonna quit therapy? Or are you gonna attack your therapy? If you do quit, it's just as your ankle, the shit gonna go all the way up to your neck. You ain't gonna be able to move. Just telling you. You ain't gonna be able to move, bro. And that's why I learned. Like, man, I'm getting it with my mom now. Like, Mom, you gotta go to a therapy. You gotta work out. You gotta stay active. You gotta do this and do that, because I'm seeing everybody goes through that stage, but mine's happened when I was just 23, and a lot of people say that was in my prime when that happened. And I don't look at it that way. I look at it like it was the biggest blessing in the world. In the world, bro. Like, for what this version is that I am to my moms, my brothers, my nieces and nephews, the empire that I'm building for them. An empire consists of many nations, not just one. All the guys that I'm around, that's love. We're all from different spots. Probably me and the other guy, me, him, and one other guy's from the same spot. But everybody else is from different spots, and we're just trying to conflate all that together and create a vibration that's real.
So, Derrick, when you look back on, you're not that old now, all right? But when you look back 10 years,
Yes, sir.
is there anything you would have done differently?
Yes.
What is
Yeah.
that?
I would have smiled more.
Hilarious.
That's a fact.
Was your teeth
But you would have
good?
kept Andre with
I
you,
would have
right?
come with me, yeah.
Well, I'm looking for, where's that iPad? For
Yeah.
questions from the audience?
Was your teeth good back then, or you? Cause I know your teeth fixed now.
Hey, that was the first thing. I got my mama house, teeth did,
Come on
Range
now.
Rover.
Yeah, that's why you smiling now. You
House, Range Rover, and teeth.
come on, they go together. That's why you want to smile. You had 3 missing in that back area, you know,
You ain't never lied.
jumping over
Derrick,
rims and shit.
We all
Okay.
got our teeth done when we got a couple of dollars, right?
That's a fact. That was a fact.
Yeah, there's some people in here right now need their teeth done. I mean, This your security right here? The dark skinned dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, yes. Yeah, team dark skin. Yeah. See all them dark skinned cats up front? Okay.
Derrick, here's a good one. Now that you are a veteran,
Yes.
how has your leadership style changed?
It changed a lot. And like last year, I didn't play, but I felt like I utilized that time greatly, if you really, in my perspective. I didn't whine that much or like didn't complain about it that much, did I? Nah. No matter what team I was on, I always expressed myself like an OG. If I see something, I'm going to say it. You know, a lot of guys in the league, they have egos, money, all that, so they get very sensitive about it, but I at least got to throw it out there so that when you see it, you can respect where I came from. And now that's what's missing in the league, you know? You got a bunch of young guys. It's like a farm system where the young guy, how you going to teach me something? You 2 years younger than me, bro. Like, you just came to the league. Like, it's no way in hell that I'm going to learn in the locker room where everybody's the same age. Like, and that's the locker room that I came in. I had OGs that were there that were pros that knew that they weren't getting in the game, but still act as if they was getting in the game. Nazi Muhammad, this no knock, Nazi Muhammad from here, act like a straight pro. I didn't play at all, but came in as if he was the star on the team. Dressed in a suit, sweat lathering after you get done working out. And I'm seeing that when I was a kid looking at it, I really didn't pay too much attention to it. But after being 16 years in and being a journeyman, I'm in his role. And I'm happy that I was able to see that. A lot of these kids, they need that. You got teams now where you look in the finals. You had teams that were well balanced. You had Jimmy on one end with a bunch of young guys, and they still had UD that's on the bench taking care of the young guys, putting guys in check. And on Denver, you had a bunch of young guys, but you had older guys on that team too, like a Pope, like a Green, like, you know what I mean? You got to have a balance. And I was blessed that I was able to be on so many teams and be on good teams along the way.
And you was cold with it.
Yeah, love.
So Derrick, what inspired you to play chess?
What inspired? I started playing because in my family, we deal with dementia and old timers. And when I was younger, I looked into it before I start playing anything or go deep into it. I got to do a lot of research on it, and chess prevents you from actually getting dementia. So
okay, you educating me, right?
Yeah. That was one of the reasons why I dove into it, got obsessed with it, and it kind of is taking me on the journey where I'm going on now, where I tried to do something in Vegas. I got the right idea, but I got to find the right path or route to get to it. And it should be coming pretty soon.
How can a young kid navigate the trauma of growing up in Inglewood?
Man. Yeah, this is a good one. So I got 3 questions, and it has something to do with believing and knowing. So do you believe or do you know? Nobody don't got to answer, but just think about it. Do you believe or do you know? Because a lot of people look at it as if it's the same. So these are the questions. Say you were about to get in a fight. Do you believe you're going to whoop some ass or do you know you're going to whoop some ass? You don't got to answer. Nobody don't got to answer. All right? Just say if you were single and you weren't married, this and that. Do you believe you was going to get a number that night or do you know you're going to get a number that night if you go out with your guys? Just answer it in your head.
Well, I know
Last
I'm gonna get the number.
Last question. Do you believe there's a God or do you know there's a God?
Amen.
I mean, If I believe, that means that I can't know. If I know, that means that I can't believe. I know there's a God because we on this stage right now.
Come on now.
I like with a mic. When you living in conditions like that, they gonna tell you to believe. Your mom, them, everybody gonna tell you to believe. I told my mom I'm gonna make it to. Yeah. She believed me, but she didn't know. I knew. Because I knew I wanted to change her life, who I was doing it for. So, that was. I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, that was one of them.
You said that.
So, Derrick, final question.
Yes.
What are your goals for next year?
Goals for next year, I would say to cherish it. To cherish. When we look up the word cherish, protect and care. I have to cherish it because I got a 10-year-old son that want to be in my footsteps, that's looking at everything that I'm doing right now as far as the way I handle his mother, the way I handle my wife, the way I handle his sisters and brothers, like everything. So I want to cherish next year so that I don't have to live with any regrets after I get done playing.
And on that, Derrick, we just want to say thank you for coming out and sharing.
Come on now. Come on now.
With Waymaker.
Show some love for the one and only Derrick